You can buy a humanoid robot right now, today. It walks, it talks, it does your chores, and it costs $20,000. But there's a catch nobody puts in the ads. And once you hear it, you might not want this thing in your house at all. This is the 1X Neo, and we need to talk about what's really going on inside it. So first, the robot itself, because it's genuinely impressive. Neo is 5'6", weighs just 66 pounds. And unlike every clunky industrial robot you've seen, it's soft. The entire body is wrapped in a 3D knit suit over a squishy polymer lattice. So if it bumps into you, your kid, or your dog, it just gives. It walks on 2 legs. It can lift 150 pounds. It opens doors for guests, fetches you things, turns off the lights at night, and yes, it plugs itself into the wall when the battery runs low. It's made by a Norwegian company called 1X, and here's a detail that raises eyebrows. They're backed by OpenAI. The company behind ChatGPT is funding this. So on paper, this is the dream. The robot butler we've been promised for 50 years, finally on your doorstep. And then you read the fine print. Here's the catch. Neo is not fully autonomous, not even close. Right now, for anything complicated, folding laundry, tidying a messy room, tasks it hasn't learned yet, Neo doesn't figure it out on its own. Instead, a human being, an actual 1X employee sitting in an office somewhere, remotely takes control of the robot and pilots it through the robot's own cameras inside your home. Let that land for a second. When your fancy AI robot does a chore, there's a real chance of strangers looking through its eyes, standing in your living room, watching everything. 1X calls this expert mode, and they're upfront that it happens during scheduled windows. They say they'll blur faces and let you set no-go zones the robot can never enter, but strip away the marketing, and the world's first consumer humanoid is part robot, part telepresence puppet with a person on the other end. The autonomy you're paying for, it's mostly still a human, for now. Now, to be fair, there's a real reason for this, and it's actually kind of clever. Every time an operator pilots Neo through a new task, the robot learns from it. That human-guided data trains the AI, so in theory, Neo gets more independent with every software update. You're not just buying a robot, you're buying a trainee that improves over time, partly on your dime. But that's also the uncomfortable part. Early buyers are essentially paying $20,000 to be beta testers, generating the training data that makes the next version actually work. And about that price, 20 grand, to own it outright, or $499 a month as a subscription. Yes, a subscription for a robot. Miss a payment, and presumably your household help just stops working. Here's what makes this genuinely historic though. Neo is the first humanoid you can actually put a deposit on and expect in your home this year. Everyone else is still promising. Tesla's Optimus, no pre-order, no price, no date, just Elon saying maybe 2027. Figure, Boston Dynamics, LG's CLOID, all still years out. So love it or fear it, 1X got to market first. The question is whether first is the same as ready, because a soft, friendly, OpenAI-backed robot that opens your doors and fetches your coffee sounds incredible, right up until you remember a stranger might be driving it. So $20,000. Would you let this thing move into your home? Genuinely think about it, because ready or not, the humanoid era just started, and it's knocking on the front door